Hey guys, welcome back to Sendrith EQ, and I'm just doing a short video because I haven't put anything out for a while. I recorded a couple videos, but I wasn't really feeling it, and I'm trying to be more selective. So today I'm doing a short one, and I'm going to show you how to play Chillquest. Now, Chillquest here is how you play Chill. It's just a nice short session. What I do is I got some things lined up. Do a little of this and a little of that. You guys remember my good buddy... I'm tripping over my own words here. You guys remember my good buddy Mero. He was my main on this server pretty much. I mean, Miana technically was the first character, but when she got to level 8 and she was holding down a single orc spawn, getting 1% XP per kill at like level 8, I was like, this is driving me mad. And, you know, it was right when the server launched, so it was like one spawn is all you get, you know what I'm saying? Which it was cool. The environment was cool, but enchanter just wasn't the class for that kind of that kind of situation. So I tried Mero as like a side thing, and I fell in love with him. Anyway, Mero, as you can see, is in Clan RektYou. Why, you might ask? Well, let me show you. Let me show you. This is part 1 of Chillquest. Got the music off too, which is also pretty chill. Hey, bunch of people in the friendo group. Santier is on, my new buddy I've been playing with lately. Where are we? We might ask. We're at the Goblin Banker, which I can use, and I can access the shared bank. And why are we here, you might ask? We're here because we are collecting these Black Alloy medallions. Now check these guys out. AC 6, Wiz 5, Intel 5. That alone, pretty cool, right? Focus effect. Now this is really why we're here. We were trying to get just one of these, and we ended up with this banker situation. We ended up realizing we could turn it into a farm. Now we're getting it for all of our characters, and then we're going to probably start trying to sell them. Please don't come here and take my idea and flood the market with my product. You probably won't want to anyway. They're not all that common. When I first came here with my buddy Azari, we spent 2 hours killing placeholders and killing Lord Picklaw. Didn't get one. But see, the thing is, after a certain amount of time passes... Oh, wait, first, before I continue. The focus effect is a decrease of mana cost by 10% for all spells except for complete healing up to level 44. So it's not good for your mains. But it could still be good for mains, because there's a lot of spells we use, even at level 60, that are 44 and below. For example, I'm an enchanter. I'm still using Mesmerize and Root all the time, and a lot of other spells. Those are all going to save 10%. If I'm using a lower level Slow or Haste, 10% off of those. But if your character is below 44 and it's not casting complete heal, 10% off of every cast is pretty awesome, right? So the thing is, Mero here is only 50, so it can get a little dicey. Where's my fungi? Is it on somebody else? So I usually have to bring the fungi tunic with me. Oh, I must have already... Oh, there it is. Fungus covered scale tunic. So as you can see in this bag, I got 2 more of these puppies because I'm just collecting them. Put away the brilliant russet, which, as awesome as the brilliant russet is, why can I not even put it in my bank? Like, what the heck? Alright, let's put it in there. There we go. Alright, so fungi tunic. I've been using the shared bank to pass important items between characters, and usually when I'm finished with one character, I'll just put the stuff in the bank so it's just ready for the next character. And I seem to have lost. Let me pause because this is stupid. Alright, we're finally good. So this room, if you camp out in this corner, it's safe. I mean, it's always safe because I could just kill the banker if he aggroes on me, but if I sit anywhere over here, he's going to aggro me. Pretty funny that he will let me use him to bank unless I sit down, then he wants to kill me. Right? So what I'll do here is I've got a Clicky Tolan's Darkwood Helm, which is a Clicky superior camo, so I save some mana on superior camos. I make sure my buffs are ready. I've got Strength. I've got a Force of Nature, which is another damage shield buff, like a 15-minute damage shield. I've got Spike Coat, which is a AC, HP damage shield. Skin Like Steel, HP, AC, and Nature's Precision, which is an attack buff. And I've got Captain Naylor's Quickening from this mask here, which is a haste of about 20%. So we got 20% haste from there. We got the Flowing Black Silk Sash haste as well. And what I do is I just chill here. This is kind of something you kind of got to be a ranger for, although not necessarily. You could always invis and run around, but I hit track, and I look for the Picklaw Lord. Please be up. He's up probably 75% of the time. It seems like if nobody comes here for a while, he just ends up being up. So I found the best way to farm is to not like try to sit here and get him to spawn, but to just log. There he is. He's a bit far away, but there he is, Lord Picklaw. He's got like a 30% chance to drop the medallion. And they're also dropping the two-handed iron, blackened alloyed iron, I forget the name of it, bastard sword, which is actually like a 0.6 damage ratio. It's pretty good. So that's a good thing to get for twinks. And even the long sword, the one-handed one, ain't bad either. Don't tell me he's behind and to the left. Okay, I think I need to go in that door back there. Yeah, so what I do is I hit track, ahead and to the right. Oh, here he is. This is a good spot. I might get an ad or two, but for the most part, now I hit 8. My arm plates give me a free cast of Stinging Swarm. Get a little extra. Oh, there was an invisible guy right there. Oh, you clever son of a gun. Now this does get dicey. That's why I need to have the fungi on. Because look at my HP. I'm actually technically losing right now. I got 3 on me. This is kind of dicey, but we're going to be fine. I just failed to target our guy for a second there. If I think it's going to be extra dicey, I'll put on Shield of Brambles, get an extra 12% on the damage shield. But you can see we're clearly fine. There have been a couple of close calls. There's one particular spawn point of Lord Picklaw that's got all like healers above him, and I went in there and I ended up fighting 3 like this, but I could not kill him for the life of me with the like 3 healers. They were healing him as fast as I could DPS him. It was crazy. I did survive though. I got down to 15% HP and I rooted him. I backed up. I casted like heal on myself like 5 or 6 times, rooted him again, and then I took out the ads, which I was able to damage fast enough for the healers not to keep them alive. And then I healed up again, kept him rooted, healed myself off a bit, because they stopped healing him at around 40%. So he kind of sat at like 40 or 60, I forget which one it was. So I had some time to recover. Because they were healing through walls. They weren't actually in the combat. And then I managed to kill him. I have died here once. I went to do that in that same spot, and that time I forgot that I did not have the fungi on. Which is no good. Let's see if we got lucky. No luck, but check this out. I can't pick it up because it's lore, and I already have one in my bag or in my bank somewhere. Blackened Ally Coif is not bad at all. Strength 6, AC 8, and 6 to all resists. I mean, this is twink gear right here that you're getting even as you're trying to farm that Black Ally medallion. So this is what I do, guys. I don't even need to throw a heal, but I got full mana. Nature Precision's about to drop. So what I do is I rebuff if I need to, like so. And if mana's good anyway, Force of Nature, let's just throw that on. Then I re-invis, and I hit track while invis is casting. Because sometimes this Picklaw Lord, what happens is, as soon as you kill him, he'll pop up again, like right away in another location. Now, if you wanted to aggressively camp these items, there is another mob that drops it. It's like Battle Wizard Ulak or something like that. And he actually has a higher drop chance than the Picklaw Lord. But the problem is, he has got like it's either like a 5 or a 20% spawn chance from anywhere you see a Picklaw destroyer. Not defender, destroyer. So you got to go around and kill a bunch of destroyers to get him to pop. And it's not as easy peasy as what we got going on now. So it looks like the Lord did not spawn again right away. Let me hit track again. Maybe it took a second for him to pop up. Now my ranger track is good enough to cover pretty much the whole area. The only problem is Runny Eye's got multiple levels stacked on top of each other, so I'm seeing all these mobs that are actually not even on this level. Like sometimes I'll scroll way down to find the mob I'm after, and he's actually not even that far away. It's just the density, you know, is so strong. So it looks like this time we had no luck on the Picklaw Lord. Now he's got camo up, so I don't need to go back to his previous spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to camp him out, and I'll come back on tomorrow and check it again. sometimes one time I got 2 of the medallions in one run in like 15 minutes, but probably I get 1 every 3 times doing this. And of course the ranger's out of commish because he's down here, and I ain't gonna bring him out and bring him back in. It's a pain getting down here. I have to look at the P99 map and like follow the path, because the Zeal map is like all stacked weird and stuff. So then next thing, I got 2 guys that are solo camp and stuff. We're gonna go with Sendrith because that's gonna be the more fun. I got Sendrith down in Lower Cup, camping the Frenzy, mostly because I was tired of being LFG. I wanted to chill, and it would be nice to get a FBSS, right? Oh look, he's got no mana though. Do I want to sit here for that? Unfortunately, at the moment, the Mana Stone is broken. Not completely broken, but it's not working in Lower Guck where it should work, because this is a classic zone. So I can't Mana Stone, and I don't have KEI or anything like that, so it's long med sessions, my friends. We're talking like 8 or 9 minutes. But it is pretty cool because I've got this new spell called Epitaph of Life. It does 6 ticks of 150 damage to undead. It's a Luckland spell, and what usually would probably take pretty much my entire mana bar ends up leaving me with about 35-40% mana usually at the end, thanks to that dot. Also, it doesn't break root, unlike the direct damage nukes like Banish Undead, which I usually have up. So it ends up being the way to go for sure. But I do burn mana on pacifies. There's a patrol here, and the respawn is just too fast. Like if I kill the patrol, he can almost respawn like during me fighting just one of the mobs I'm actually after, and he's green. It's just such a waste of mana. So I was uncomfortable with it at first, but now I just keep him passied, and I do an extra passy that's probably not necessary just because I'm paranoid. But what happens is when it's getting close to the time I'm like 90% mana, I'll wait till he comes here like this. I'll passy him and then immediately start passying the mobs I'm not going to pull, and then I'll start the combat. He'll go away, and then sometime after I got this guy rooted and dotted, like fresh root, right? I'll run back over to this side and I'll peek around the corner. I'll target him and hit him with another passy that's probably not necessary. I just don't want an ad in the middle of a fight. You know what I mean? But we're got to med up for a while here. We're only at 50%. I got improved invis to undead, which should not drop. It really shouldn't. So we should be fine. I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to go to the bathroom while we med up. All right. We're still medding up, but I thought of some stuff I want to say while I was in the bathroom. So, like, the XP here is abysmal. We end up getting like 5 to 7% an hour. We usually get 1 per kill, 1% per kill. However, sometimes not, right? So it's like 1% 3 times in a row, 4th time, no progression in percent. So we're getting less than 1% per kill, a little bit, right? And we got these huge med times. Now, ideally, what I would do is I would hopefully be able to use the Mana Stone first off, right? Because this is a classic zone. So hopefully that might even be fixed already. I could even try it. Maybe I will. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll find this patrol. I'll passy him. Next time he comes around, I'll passy him, and I'll buff myself a little bit. Pull up my buffs. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, that's the wrong. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. Pull up my buffs. And pull up. I'm gonna drop what? What can I drop? We're gonna drop complete heal in favor of passy. I'll passy and I'll buff up, and then I'll try to use the Mana Stone since I won't be invis anyway, and I won't have to worry about invis because the only mob that goes by me will be pacified. I love my new UI with the mana ticks, helps a lot. There he is. Alright, let's hit him with a passy. Boom. And my Black Eye Medallion flickers, so I saved 10% on that cast. Alright, let's throw some buffs in. I was thinking of going without the buffs because they slow you down, keeping the buffs up, right? And honestly, unless I get a weird root break, I don't really need them. There's only one point where I'm taking hits. I pull with the dot, and then the mob will run up to me. And at which point, let's see if it works now. Nope, the spell does not work here, so it's still broken, which is pretty shitty. I'll pull at the dot, he'll run up to me and hit me for a second while I root him. And then after that, I'm not getting hit at all when all goes well. And I got enough of a level on most of these mobs to where all goes well. I'm a little worried about if I ever actually get the Frenzied Ghoul and he has the belt. I might take quite a bit of a beating there. So if I see that spawn pop up, then I'll probably buff up. Otherwise, I'm thinking I'll probably be alright without the buffs. So there, look, I'm already, because look at that, I just met it up to 90, and now I'm back down to 55, just putting these buffs up. And they don't even last all that long, you know? Not worth it. Let's see how long we get out of these. An hour and 10 for heroism, an hour and 11 for shield of words. Resist magic's 35, its simple is only 54 minutes, so it's not so great, you guys. It really slows me down. So anyway, my point was, what I would do, ideally, to speed it up, Fungi Tunic and Mana Stone would help greatly with recovering mana. They must be about to fix this problem. I can't believe they haven't fixed it already. I think it's been a bug for like at least a week. And you'd think a lot of people would be complaining about that. I wonder if it's on purpose, which is really kind of not fair. Because if you leave the item in the game, let us use it, you know? Don't just make it unusable in lower Guck for some reason. It might be because they made a lower Guck PvP zone. Maybe they intentionally disabled it for that reason. Let's throw on Improved versus Undead, because we got a bit of a med time anyway. So, and then of course I could Mana Stone and the Tunic would heal me up, and that would help a bit. Now there are lots of clerics who think it's worth it to Mana Stone down to like 2%, and then complete heal yourself. And like wizards, you know, when wizards teleport back to the classic world, they have their epic. Their epic puts like a rune on themselves for free, so they Mana Stone through the rune, and then they re-rune and Mana Stone, and that way they never have to med pretty much. The thing is, you're only getting I think 20 mana for 60 HP when you use the Mana Stone, right? So it's really hard because I think complete heal is like 400 mana. So just to cut even, you gotta hit the Mana Stone 20 times, 20 hits of the Mana Stone, just to cut even. After that, it's all profit at 20 a hit. But how much mana do you miss out on standing up, hitting the Mana Stone, and then complete healing because you're not meditating, right? Each tick of that is, see, like right now I'm at 1606. Let's see what I get per tick of mana here, per tick of med. Goes up to 26. So it's a tick. I'm getting 20 per tick. So I miss out on ticks that way, right? So I think it's not worth it for me. For me, my stamina 70. It's literally below the 75 cap that I suspect means something. And I got a little bit of HP coming here and there, but not much. Now, if I were a dwarf and I had a bunch of stamina and I also put a bunch of HP items, that would be different. Oh, look, somebody else is here. Yep, he's like, no frenzied, so I'm leaving. I wonder if the frenzy was up, but he'd be like, oh, then I'm going to take it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm clearly here. He probably would talk to me, but who knows? Who knows? So, yeah, if you got the HP, you got to keep all your HP buffs up, and then you got to have HP plus HP items and maybe good stamina to make it worth that. So I'm not using that strategy, but the fungi I would gladly take advantage of. Just Mana Stone down to like 50 or 40, and then sit. No, I think I would Mana Stone down to wherever my mana is, because at this level, the fungi is not so huge. So you're at like 60 mana, Mana Stone down to 60 or 75, 70 HP. Then you got like 70 mana, 70 HP, and they both kind of recover about the same speed, I think, with the fungi. It's kind of like you have meditate for HP. It's the way I feel about it. But it's almost time. Like, I could probably start this now, but there's no reason to take an unnecessary risk and not wait like another 10% of mana here before I make a pull. So this is my chill way of playing. I log on, takes 5-10 minutes on Marrow to track the Lord Picklaw and kill him once or 2 or 3 times. Sometimes that it'll be 3 in a row. I'll just kill him. I'll do my little, re-invis and then hit track, and there he is again. And sometimes I kill him, and there he is again. So there's like this chance of like instant spawns happening when you kill Lord Picklaw. And sometimes Battle Wizard is up, Ulak, and sometimes there's this other guy, Battle Lord Polak. And just because he's named, I go and kill him, even though he can't drop the medallion. So that's what I do, and then once all that's dried up, I don't sit around and wait, or I don't kill the Picklaw destroyers to try to get more spawns. I tried that the first couple times. I'm like, this isn't worth it. Seems like the Lord's up the next day whenever I log on, so I'll just take advantage of that. Then this is a new thing here, what you're seeing right here, me doing the Sendrith thing. It's just because I kind of wanted, I had some nostalgia. I don't know if you guys watched my channel, but this was my first videos were like this, dude. They were solo cleric right here in Lower Guck. I was over at the Sentinel camp. That's the XP spot on P99. Here, unfortunately, there's a patrol that goes right through there. See, on P99, you've got a safe hall. You got a safe hall over there. There's no patrol. You just got those 3 Dark Ghoul warriors. They're always Dark Ghouls, so they're a nice high level, and they're always warriors, never casters. So it's really bomb. Okay, we're at 98%. It's time to do this. We're going to hit this guy with the Pacify. Boom. This is when I'd hit the Mana Stone if it worked. Now, we definitely don't want that light blue. Bloodthirsty. We're going to hit him with the Pacify. Boom. And then just because we're crazy, we're going to sit for this Mana Tick. And then we're going to hit... Oh, let's wait for this other Mana Tick. Boom. Pacify this Dark Ghoul. And here it goes, guys. I inch out so I can get line of sight, and I hit him with Epitaph of Life. Boom. He doesn't like it. He comes running. Bash him. Right in the face. Root him. Come over here. See, look, I take like no damage. That's why I'm thinking like it's not really necessary to have the HP buffs up unless I get the Frenzied. You always got to be careful, right? So when the Frenzy's up, all the buffs. Keep resist magic up. That's essential because you want every chance to resist a ghoul root. You don't want to get stuck next to the mob. That is disaster, right? So resist magic helps a lot there. Even with that, my resist is only 75, but it's better than nothing. Epitaph of Life is worn off. I'm going to hit him with another one, and then quickly another root. I probably should have done root first now that I think about it, but we pulled it off. Now, just because I'm paranoid, this is about the point when I run over and I re-pacify this guy. I just really don't want him getting involved. There we go. And so, 150 damage per tick. This time we're going to root before we re-dot. It's better to... Root's only 20 mana, and now that I got the Black Owly Medallion, it's only 18 mana. There, the dot wore off. Re-root. Redot. See, the dot has no initial direct damage, so no chance of breaking root, which is beautiful. So 2 took him down to 64%, so we're going to need a total of about 5 casts. So it takes a little longer, but there's no problem with that because you're medding, right? So what's the big deal? You get to med up. You would be medding anyway if the fight was over. This guy shouldn't be a problem. The Pacify will definitely last the rest of this fight. I'm getting a little paranoid about the root, so I'm just going to recast it. It's so cheap. That's probably the only place you lose a little bit of mana is because you do have to root a lot more with this method. Not necessarily, though. If you're breaking root on every cast of the nukes, which happens sometimes. Oh, look, there's a root break. All right, let's bash him. If it works, it gives us a little extra time because it stuns him. HP still at 90%. So that definitely was a premature root break, I'm pretty sure, unless I lost track of time really badly. And look, he only got down to 47, so we're going to need 6, probably 6 of these dots. But like I said, you're medding up. And that's it, guys. This new Epitaph of Life spell makes this way more efficient. Way more efficient. Let's reroute, just because I'm getting paranoid here. So probably 2 more. Yeah, 2 more should do it. Had a fizzle in that one. And a reroute. Definitely need to have improved Invis Undead for the med breaks. And even that could, and sometimes does, drop early. But I'm just willing to risk it at this point. I'm a cleric. I can res myself if need be, right? I'm going to reroute him. I think the dot's about to wear off. And we're getting ready for the last cast of it. He's only got 12%. This will finish him off. So right now we're at 64% into level 52. And you'll see we'll probably just go right up to 65. Now if the root breaks, he's just going to try to slowly run away. So I think this dot will definitely finish him off. It might take it. Yeah, we got one more tick. He's at 0%. So 64 goes up to 65. And I'm still at 30 mana. That's even with like, you know, pacifying twice. Things like that. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's close. Maybe it's not all that much more efficient. But I think it is more efficient. And then long med sesh, right? So what I would do if I were, just chilling, is I would let him med. I would go do something else, do a little bit of coding. I just finished my Python certification. Super excited about that. So I'm starting to work on my resume. I've got dreams. I got plans. I've got a GitHub. I started a GitHub, and I made my first repository of Python games. Those are my first attempts at code. I've got Battleship and Connect 4, and I made sure that they're formatted correctly and the variables are named clearly and the functions are, they're doing their function and only their function, and trying to make it really clean. Comments telling them like how this code is working, and more so just what each function is doing. So I'm trying to make it all the professional formats. The code doesn't go too long, like if after I think it's 74 characters. So I'm really working on making it super clean. I've got 2 years to build up a nice resume. I'm gonna do like another game or two, and then I'm gonna start doing projects. My next project is going to be a calorie counter. Because people say do projects that help you. And right now I'm like, I need to watch my calories because I've got a gut and I want to get rid of it, but I don't want to do anything extra. I'd rather just eat less calories than I'm burning, not like try to do a bunch of exercise. I don't have time for that. So, ooh, weight reduction bag, rotting at supplier. Do I have large soiled? I do not. I could go for that. Let's go. Oh, it's gone. All right. So yeah. So what I would do is, I got such a long med break, I don't really mind it. I tab over. I know I got a big chunk of time, and I do some coding, or I do some reading of the philosophy that I've been trying to study for like an hour a day to absorb myself in it. And then I come back and I do another kill, and it's super chill. It's super slow, but it's super chill. You know what I mean? Would be nice if Mana Stone worked. Could like fungi and then sit and cut that time down a little bit, but whatever. Whatever. We're not really going to be leveling much from this. We're just kind of hoping to get a little XP, maybe get to 53, right? And then eventually go back to Velks and get groups there. But for now, I'm going to camp. I'm going to show you what else I've been doing on my Chillquest. And that is the Wizard. And if I were really to go for the Trifecta, I would then, or the Quafecta, I don't know. I could log on Miana. She does like a 30-minute grind. She runs up to the Frenzy Camp in Velks. She finds a Blizzard Hunter because they got the most HP, but they seem to hold Charm pretty well. Charms and gives it weapons and haste and just rips a bunch of mobs down. Gets like 15% of an AA and maybe some Crystal Chitin gear. If really lucky, some haste hands. I got like I've had 4 of those drop because it's PvP. So sometimes when they drop, 2 drop. And voila, got these little like solo things that I'd be doing more often than not. So here we are in Wisley. I forget why we're here. I think we were porting the boys around. But now we're going to... Did I already recast my familiar? No, we need a new familiar. We've got... Oh yeah, we came here because there was a KEI being cast. So now we got 4 hours of KEI. Now we're getting a little low on money, so this guy wants 100, is paying 100 plat for a port to Grim. So let's see if we have a translocate Grimling. I sent him a tell. Let's see what he says. There he is. 100 is pretty steep, but I'm broke, so I will gladly take it. Let's send him to Grimling. Oh, he just hit me with some sort of a buff or something. Heroism for 2 hours. Nice. There we go. And we sent him off. 101. Thank you, sir. Okay, that was a nice guy. Let's harvest. And then we're gonna gate, and then you'll see where I've been quadding, and we'll do a quad. And that'll about wrap up this video. Pick up 100 plat, right? I think my bags are kind of full, which is a bummer. I should probably go sell real quick. I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna pause it though. You don't need to see that. Alright, since I am in the bazaar, I wanted to show you guys. I did a search for Black Ally. Black Ally Medallion, 475. And that's the same price I saw last time I looked. So I think I'm going to sell them for about 470. And I'm just going to load up. And then when I've got like a bag full, I'm just going to put the trader there. And then I'm actually going to spend the time, which I haven't done yet, to like make a trader and put all the stuff I want to sell there and figure out all the prices. I just don't want to deal with that. But I need the money now. I'm getting kind of broke after twinking my my paladin, so I will finally take the time to do that. And I don't know, maybe I'll just keep doing this grind, you know, just like keep at it for a good while. And if I'm getting like 470 each one, they tell me KEI right now is like 37k, so that's like 80. If I get 80 medallions and I sell them, I could get KEI. Now 80 is a lot, but it's not entirely inconceivable, right? If I get like, let's say I get 4 a week. That's 20 weeks. That's not so bad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this guy's getting a little low on food. I could go get some food. He's got a lot of drink over here. Does he have other food? So I'm gonna go grab some food. And then we're gonna gate. This guy's not the foodie. Must be this girl. You gotta go to mama to get the foods. Where's the rations? Someone told me up here they got the rations. Oh, maybe that is the rations. What is this? Oh, I saw some sort of, looked like some sort of meat, but I'm a vegetarian. Oh well, I'm just gonna pretend like Gremlin Smoke Whiz +1 and this is a meal. Okay, let's just buy 20 of them. There we go, 9 plat. Okay, that was a bit steep, but whatever. So we're gonna load up our quad, spells, and then we're gonna load up, what's our arch shielding? Still got plenty of time. Gate. Gotta hurry, because I'm already full mana, dude. The mana is just flowing. So hardcore. It's hitting. Boots. Gate. So yeah, I think I've gotten like 5 or 6 medallions so far. Maybe 7. But of course I'm using them. Most of them. But and I gave one to a friend. I'm getting to the point where, uh-oh. Well, 57, there's a 42. I don't think any of these people are killing birds. No, okay. So, this is where these Spearox here are the grind right now. I've been dubious forever, but they've finally turned to threateningly, so I gotta be a little careful. They are fast. They are not slow. They are, in fact, fast. So I do have to be a little bit careful about that, because I did die once. If you let them all catch up, they hit hard enough to where if all 4 of them are behind you, one of them stuns you, you're pretty much just done. Let's start with this guy here. Let's grab him. Next we'll grab this little bro over here. We want to grab him right at about the same distance as his buddy. There we go. And then we'll grab this guy. Hopefully we don't aggro him until... Yep, there we go. See, when they're threatening, they're KOS, but they don't have quite the range that they do with Scowling. There we go. And then there's one more up here that you can't tab target. You got to click target. Let's grab him out of his little treehouse. There we go. So, oh, I forgot that I intended to use a pot. Okay, well, maybe we can still... This is going to be dangerous, but I'm going to go for it, bro. First, we got to wrap him up in like a little bow. Then we're going to snare him. And then we're going to go for a cast of the XP pot. Because we're crazy like that. Okay. Now, like I said, they're quick, so I got to get a nice cushion of distance before I cast a snare. Luckily, over here, no more birds. All the birds are on that side of the island, on the other side of this mountain, so we're good over here. Let's see if we get them all. Usually we do, and we did. This time we're going to run real far, because these XP pots are a long cast, but I think we're good right about now. But it could be tough. Let's see. No, we're definitely good. In fact, I was thinking for a second we went too far and we lost them, because, you know, they got the lazy aggro thing. There we go. We even got enough room to start nuking. So what I do is I hit him with Circle of Force. And then the one before that, because the other one has a cooldown, and I'd rather just finish it off sooner, even though it's not as mana efficient. So I can just keep chain nuking, and both of these nukes are less than level 44, so I'm getting full benefit of the black alloy medallion that this character is wearing, minus 10% every cast. So huge plus for wizards, if you ask me. Huge plus. There we go. Now usually when they get it to around 50%, this is a Lightfoot, so that's really not the target. I should be... There's a Watcher, he's 64. Although it's feeling a little bit, because I did cast that pot, I'm thinking I'm going to re-snare now. Yep, got them all again. So I'm oscillating between Circle of Force, which is my biggest one, and let me see what it's called here. Column of Lightning, which is my smaller, less mana efficient one, but still pretty decent. So when I do need to re-snare, I always do it when Circle of Force is on cooldown instead of the Column of Lightning. So we're at 35%. We've got an XP pot on. There, we just killed 2. We're at the 39. Those are Lightfoots, so we got 2% each on those guys. Now we should be careful going too far this way. Oof. I really think another Circle of Force might just do it, so I'm just going to wait a second. Oh, that was a little close. But we got him. Yep, so I didn't need to cast that whatever of lightning. 43. 8%. 8% at level 47. I've been here since level 45. 1 platinum, 8 gold, 3 platinum, 4 gold. So we're totaling 5 platinum, 6 gold. Probably close to 7 platinum, 3 platinum, 3 gold. So again, like, I think we do pretty much average around 10 plat each kill, just in each quad, just in coins. So that's not too bad if you ask me. And then we sit with the KEI right now. We're at 1029, goes up to 1062. So we're getting 33 mana per tick on the med session. And that is it, guys. That is my Chillquest routine. I don't do it every day, but it's just I wanted to show you. Sometimes I usually just do one or the other, but I thought show them all in a video. This is what I'm doing with my little short sessions. I get home at about 4:40 p.m. The kids get home at about 5:30 p.m. When I'm a good boy, I'm using that time to do my chanting and reading, the things that I should finish before I recreate. But I'm not always a good boy. I'm an addict. What can I say? Getting better, though. Getting better. I know some people don't like that I said that stuff. Please, don't hold it against me. I'm just sharing with you my personal journey. You don't have to agree with it. You can think that, you know, Video games are awesome, and there's nothing wrong with just playing video games all the time. But I think people who feel the same way as me understand where I'm coming from, you know. And yeah, you know, slowly but surely. There's this quote in the Bhagavad Gita where it says, "You cannot just give things up because that's if you're still thinking about them, still wanting to do them, it's basically like you're still doing them. You're still absorbed in those things. But by experiencing a higher taste, once you taste something better, then you naturally give those things up." So that's what I tell myself. I tell myself as I get older and more mature, I will naturally lose taste for sitting here and grinding numbers. And I know we like to think of Everquest as such a magical world and a beautiful place, but when you really break down, moment to moment, 90% of what we're doing is a number grind. It's an XP, especially if you're soloing. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love it. Okay, I'll shut up about that. I know it's not what you come to hear about, you know. That's like sitting down to pleasure yourself, and then the actress turns around and starts talking to you about, you know, whether or not you should be pleasuring yourself. It's like, that's not what I'm here for. But, you know, it's just, I feel it when I sit here because I didn't finish the things I should be doing today. My excuse is this: I needed to get a video out. It's been a while, you know? Maybe that's alright. You know, you just make progress over the long run. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'm loving Quarm. The PvP zones are freaking awesome, you guys. Tom the other night pissed someone off so much they were cursing at him because he ambushed them. And I was so surprised because Tom always seems like such a nice, sweet guy, dude. He so inspired me. I was almost going to NG plus Miana, send her back to level 10, get a nice title. My friend Genly from P99, we used to do Cleric and Enchanter deals together. He just installed Zeal and he's like putting his toe back in. He's got a level 10 Cleric. And I was like, well, if I NG plus back to 10, Enchanter Cleric, it's the old times again, going through all the old zones, all the lower levels, but then I wouldn't have a level 60 character anymore. But I was thinking, it's alright. We don't really do much with the level 60s anymore anyway, the boys and I. But then someone's like, dude, keep that character. Just start another enchanter. You can get to level 10 quick. And I was like, alright, that's true. So that might be what I do for that. I still don't know if he's really going to play or not, though. Genly, if you're watching, please give it a shot, dude. If you're not feeling the cleric, then start an enchanter yourself, man. You know? Come on. The water's warm. Or I got a paladin at level 26 or something. Yo, yo. Santier is my buddy. We've been playing together lately. I just had a 7-day holiday. I guess I got to do another quad on this video, because the mana regen is just too insane with the KEI. Just had another 7-day holiday here for Chinese National Day. Oh, the kids are going to be home any second, dude. I didn't mean to use this entire session. So he's like me, he's got a bunch of alts. I met him on his druid, like level 25-ish, and we did paladin druid. Awesome grind. I didn't record it because my environment was just too crazy. And then later, I saw he had a cleric. So we did cleric. I'm going to grab this guy. Let's see how many we get. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we only got 3 there. But that's a 2-pull. So here's where it gets interesting, boys. First, I'm going to try to tag them all with my stick because it reduces the resist. Now we don't want to snare him yet because we need him to run kind of far. We're going to try to root 1. Success. So now we only have 2 following us. And what we're going to do is hopefully, before the root wears off, we are far enough away that guy doesn't want anything else to do with us. Let's see, where is he? We'll stop and reroute him, and we'll reroute him here. That'll buy us more time, and we'll bring these guys far away from him. Got a quadding pro right here. You. Stay put. Yeah. First day back at work today. And it was alright. It's always nice when you first come back, you got this like reserve because you're refreshed. You got a reserve of patience for the kids at the kindergarten, you know? When you first get back, but you know, after day in, day out, after a while that wears out. I'm really trying to be more tolerant and patient with kids who repeatedly are not listening. You got to really pay attention to the intention. Are they intentionally disobeying, or are they just like spacey kids? You know what I mean? Now I think we're far enough away from that guy that he should not be getting involved with this quad. Route just wore off, so we're gonna find out the hard way. But we definitely want to keep this fight far away from that side of the island. Really hoping to get this wizard up to, I don't know if it's 50 or 51. It might be 51. But there's a level where you get a spell that teleports people back to their bind. And once I'm at that level, I think I pretty much got all the ports you could want, plus the teleport back to bind port, which is like the cherry on top, right? Because you do get requests for that sometimes. Oh god, this is super risque, but we're gonna wait until this cast finishes. Boom! Now they're at 50%. We're gonna get some distance. Re-snare. Boom. Nuke. I think there might be, this is like the lowest level familiar you can get. I think now at my level there might be another level of familiar. I should look into finding the spell for that. It's probably in the bazaar somewhere. I'll have to take the time to look on pqdi.cc. For those of you who don't know, pqdi.cc is the site for all your Project Quarm needs. It's the wiki for Project Quarm. It's actually more accurate than you would believe because it's automatically generated from the actual code of the game. So people keep saying they think it's not accurate about this and about that, but I have yet to find anything that it's not accurate about. Now, of course, there might be some things, I guess, but nothing's perfect. But you get my point. Unlike P99, there's no human error, no guesswork. It's directly from the code. Oh, wow. You guys are not done yet, huh? All right. Hopefully I'm not getting too close to that other guy. I think he probably went back to his spawn in the treehouse, so we should be more than good now. And this should finish these guys off. I forget what we were at. But now we're... Oh, wow. This guy is... What the hell? How does he still have 46%, bro? Alright. First we're going to have to re-snare his ass. That's for sure. And then we're going to bring out the big guns here. Direct damage. Conflagration, bro. You're getting conflagrated. Oh, shoot. We're getting kind of close to that guy who we still have aggro with. Please. Do not come here. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 of these conflagrations. Boom. Oh, never mind. It's not. Lightning shock should do it now. Did we have 5 after all? I don't think so. How did and he has a Lightfoot. I think that's like the lowest level. And he still have 46%. Was I getting resist? Like, what's going on? I'm not seeing any resists. Maybe we had 5 mobs? Let's see. What's he at? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we might have had 5 that whole time. Wow. Crazy. 1, 2. We just looted 2. 3. 4. Was he just like not in range? I don't know. I don't get it. I am totally at a loss right now. Anyway, guys. Nice to see you guys again. Hope you enjoyed seeing my little solo grind. Please don't go sit in my Black Island medallion spot, dudes. That's my money farm. It's not even that good. Only 470 each time you get one, if you even get one, right? And so leave it alone, please. Hope you guys are having a good one, and I'll catch you next time.